Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to my wonderful 124 subscribers. As always, shout outs to, you know, some that have been a part of my channel for a long time. Nostalgic Pod Blast, We Love Comics, Alex the Comic Hoarder, newer people, Barbarian Kung Fu. Welcome to the Cracker Comics. This is sort of like a culmination to a story. If you've been watching my videos, and you should be watching all of my videos because they're awesome. So I had purchased a copy of The Witching Hour #1 from 1969, and the mailman put it on like the wrong side of the fence. My puppy got a hold of it, drug it around their yard, ate the crap out of it, like ripped it to pieces, like just multiple pages. It was savage destruction. It was not fun to come home to. I was unsure about like, what do I do with this? I love comics, so I didn't want to like unceremoniously just like throw it in the trash. I had comments like bury it, or somebody was like, take some time and some tape and like piece this thing back together, and that's what I chose to do. I was then sort of musing about it as I was making the video, that like maybe I should have this graded, because that would be kind of funny, because it's like totally destroyed. So I reached out to Daniel Patterson, who is the CEO of PGX Comics. And at this point, I have a long history of dealing with PGX Comics and their products, their customer service, their turnaround time, their communication, to me, is the standard. And I know all kinds of people out there like, oh no, CGC, it's the #1 grading company. Rawr. Well, there's been a whole lot that has come to light that, unless you're an idiot, you have to ask yourself the question, is this really the premier grading company? To where all of this stuff has slipped through the cracks and like reholder scam, and now all of a sudden there are like these 9.9s, 10s showing up that never happened before. Is it a cash grab on CGC's end to be like, oh yes, you paid us all this money to submit your books that got 9.8s, but do it again. Like maybe you'll get a 9.9 or a 10. It seems an obvious ploy for money to me, but maybe it's not. Maybe all of a sudden there's this flood of near perfect books that had not really surfaced before. So sure, cool, I believe it. I use PGX because I trust them. I sent this book off to be graded. I got it back 25 business days later. Not 6 months, not 8 months, not a year. And this can be important if you're selling a book, if you're taking advantage of like, whatever, oh, the Wolverine Deadpool movie's coming out, and this is a significant issue, and I want to maximize on hype about this book. If it takes months and months to get that book back, you might have lost that window to take advantage of that. So, I use PGX, and I applaud Daniel Patterson and I guess a business manager, Nicolette Schneider. If I send them a text, they respond. If not immediately, like within a day. So I sent them a text, and I was like, yes, my puppy ate this book. I think it would be kind of funny to get it graded. And they literally did everything I asked except one thing. Like, I wanted this to be like the lowest grade comic book in comic book grading history. Like, I want to be like a negative, like, 0.00000001, because I thought that would be funny. But I sent this text to Daniel Patterson, and I was like, hey man, my dog had this book, and like, I think it'd be kind of funny, and like, can you help me out here? And he responded, and he was like, yes, like, PGX, like, we got your back. Because I was like worried, like, like, for a laugh, like, to, I don't know, like, damage their professional credibility to, like, do a joke, and that's like really what it was. I was like, man, I got this destroyed book, it's kind of funny. And he's like, nah, man, we got you. Like, we got you. So, like, I spent the money to, like, have it graded. And 25 business days later, it came back. So I'm going to flip the screen and show you guys. Oh, kinds of glare. So, handheld. So here is the Witching Hour #1 from 1969. And they do their first appearance at okay, great. They did what they should have done. And we'll get to this, the Frisky Puppy Variant Edition. It is completely wrecked. It was drug around the yard by a little puppy. Didn't know any better. Had no malice in her heart. And bits eaten. Like, it still pains me to look at this. So yeah, I threw like all the tape that I could to try to like piece this together. I did get a new copy that is not destroyed, and that's awesome. So one thing that PGX does is grader's notes. It costs $5. And so I was like, yes, I want all of the grader's notes about this book. And they like did it. Significant dog related damage. Puppy claw marks. Chewed and partially consumed top left corner. Georgia red dirt embedded in interior of back cover. Significant tape on spine and interior pages. And really? Like, significant tape, and you can see some puppy claw marks right there. Rah, 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 rah. Like, yo, oh. And on the cover, sorry. I gotta focus it. Yeah. There's puppy claw mark. Embedded in the cover. So it was so cool that PGX would do this for me. It took a really negative situation, and like now it's like a crown jewel in my collection. The Frisky Puppy Variant Edition. I was gonna do this as one video. The reason I wanted them to use this moniker is to show my contempt for the Angry Girlfriend variant that a lot of people know about. It's been covered on a lot of channels, and I have a whole lot to say about that. And so I literally wanted them to do this to show my contempt, my absolute contempt for anybody that believes that a destroyed comic book has got some false pedigree. And I know the original owner, and I'm going to do a video about that, but at this point, I want this to be redemption. I mean, I don't know if that's redemption. But like, I do like where they like puppy consumed bits. Consumed. I don't know how many like comic books like get that like on graders notes. Thank you PGX for playing along. Being fun. I thought it might get like a no grade, like maybe like there's enough eaten out. Like, it was like we can't even do it, and like. When I taped this, it wasn't like I was like being like careful, because it's like, what am I trying to hide here? It's like completely ripped apart, and and they got the Georgia red dirt, and that's awesome. Like I said, the one thing I really wanted is I wanted like the lowest grade of a comic book ever. Like negative 0.00. Like I really thought that would have been like funny. But thank you, PGX. I'm sure the graders were like kind of like, what are we doing here? What is going on? But I am now the proud owner of a one existing copy of the Frisky Puppy Variant Edition. So, when I go to talk about like the Angry Girlfriend variant, maybe I should like list this for like $20,000, because it's the only one that exists of the Frisky Puppy Variant Edition. So, I know it's only worth like $20 and it's 0.5, but it's the Frisky Puppy Variant Edition. Do you have one? No, you don't. So I want $100,000 for this book. And like I said, this is going to go into like the Angry Girlfriend thing, but I was going to include that video onto this one, but I mean, this is so fun to me. I don't want to like go down that rabbit hole. So everybody, like, enjoy comics, enjoy comic book collecting, enjoy your books that your dog might eat, you know, and turn lemons into lemonade, or however you want to look at it. But, like, I mean, to me, like, this is gonna be like just a prize jewel in my collection, just like the story, because it is so wrecked. It is so wrecked, and just seeing it graded, like, it makes it even funnier, that that oh oh. But I did the best justice to this comic book that I could have, to spend, $40 to actually have them grade it. I mean, I certainly did not pay for the pressing and dry cleaning, because you're not fixing that. You're not getting some of this damage out. What are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with that? But it is kept safe, and I think it's gonna be, like, really hysterical that this comic book that is gonna go on to its own destiny at some point. This graded .5, frisky puppy variant edition is going to end up somewhere, and somebody's going to be like, what? What is this all about? And the story is going to be lost. But I had a really fun time doing it. And thank you, all my subscribers, for, you saw the video I made where I discovered it was destroyed. You saw the video where I got a replacement copy. And to me, this is a fun, like, bookend to that story. I said, I thought I was gonna, like, talk about, like, the angry girlfriend variant, but I'm gonna put a pin in that, because I love this. Let you guys get your Mark Jewelers stuff. You show me where you got a Frisky Puppy variant edition. This is like the rarest book in history, man. Do you got one? Do you got a Frisky Puppy variant edition of Witching Hour number 1, 1969? I say probably not. But it was so fun that PGX played along with the humor of it, and I applaud them for doing that. So I'm gonna let everybody go. Thank you for watching the Crackers Lair Comics. Everybody have a great night. Enjoy comics. Enjoy comic book collecting. And, I'll sell this Frisky Puppy variant edition for $10,000 to the first bidder. Everybody have a good night.